Okay, I'm here again. Peace and love to everybody out there. I'm gonna watch this over and I'm gonna hope that that introduction was not corny. If it was, then I guess it is what it is. But thank you for watching, and let me give you a 5-second YouTube commercial. This video is brought to you by. This video is brought to you by yearofreturncaps.com. Yearofreturncaps.com. I designed these hats, so I have a few left. Feel free to check them out. I designed them for the Year of Return that Ghana hosted last year. Yeah, so check it out. Other than that, why am I here? What am I talking to you about this time? So remember, right, my last video, I said that I traveled to Africa. I spent about a month, different parts of Africa. And I got inspiration to do a few videos. So I'm going to tell you in this video what I learned from Africa, from visiting Africa, and what I feel like is one of the biggest obstacles that black people have to overcome, or one of the biggest things that's holding black people back. Okay? So let's get it started. First things first, what I learned from visiting Africa is that white people, Asians, Middle Eastern people are everywhere. Everywhere. Like everywhere, and they're there trying to take over or trying to start businesses or already starting businesses, and they're just there comfortably. Now, that sounds like, all right, what's the big deal? They're traveling, they're migrating, whatever it is. No, I'll tell you why that's not as good as you think it is. I've been to different countries, not even just in Africa, all in Europe, Asia, whatever it is. And every single country that we go to, there's white people, Asians, Middle Eastern people starting businesses there or exploiting people that are there, right? Now, is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. At the end of the day, if you're able to, if you have the income to start a business somewhere else and the government allows you to, sure, why not? But when it comes to Africa, I'll tell you how that affects us. So that's one thing that I learned, is that these people are everywhere and they're taking advantage of things that we can take advantage of, or things that we choose not to take advantage of. Now, let me put it into a story and how this makes sense. And this lets me segue into my next point, which is what I feel is affecting black people as a whole. It's money. Money, just wait for it. Here's what I mean specifically. I'll give you a quick, ask you a quick question. How many times do you look through your Instagram or social media, Snapchat, whatever it is, last year? And how many black people do you see traveling? A lot. Like, black people are now traveling more than what we used to do. People are even now making making careers off of traveling. You know, people have like their own blog sites and so on, which is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. You know, get your money, do whatever you have to do. Now, how many of those people or how many of those pictures did you see that were in Africa compared to a lot of other countries? We're not talking about December, because if you're African and you have Africans that you follow, in December you'll most likely see them at home. So maybe Ghana, maybe Nigeria, Liberia, wherever it is, Haiti, whatever, right? In general, for the most part, most Africans or most black folks do not visit Africa, right? All through January through November, you're gonna see people in Greece, in Europe, Thailand, Bali, right? People be going Bali acting like mosquitoes is not there, biting you all over your body, but whatever. That's a topic for another day. I'm not hating on Bali, I've been there before. Yes, so people are going all over, Greece, Santorini, that place, whatever, Dubai. Majority of times that's where people are going. So that's a great thing, yeah, explore. But there's parts of Africa that's just as beautiful. Parts of Africa that's just as beautiful. So, okay, good, it's your money, you can do whatever you want. Fine, got it. Let me explain to you how that doesn't help black people as a whole. For example, let's say you live in America. I started this hashtag last year, which is Killer Mike Challenge, which is me trying to get people to spend money only on black businesses for like maybe a weekend or a few days out of the week. And the reason is because the black dollar is worth a whole lot, but we spend it with people that do not look like us, right? For the most part in America, majority of things that you buy, that money is going into the pockets of people that do not look like you. What do they do with that money? They spend it on people that don't look like you, and they put it into the pockets of people that don't look like you. So all you're doing is giving, and they're receiving, saving, holding, using it to invest, using it to build themselves, while we're losing. Do you get my point? So you're in America. I try to spend money on black businesses, and you can't always spend money on all black businesses because certain things that you need, you might not be able to find it, or it might be too far. Maybe it might even be too expensive sometimes. There's different reasons. And now you say, you know what? Let me go to Africa. Let me spend some money here. You get to Africa, and you see that, okay, maybe the Airbnb that you're staying in is owned by a white person. Maybe it's owned by an Asian. Maybe it's owned by a Middle Eastern. Maybe the corner store down the street. This is not even a maybe. This is things that I've experienced as well as others that I've spoken to, right? And it's like, yo, you can't even get to Africa without even spending money to other people's pockets. So every single country that they go to, they start businesses there, and they even start taking money from people that's there. You go to America, you're giving money to people that don't look like you. You now go to parts of Africa, and you see that the money that you're spending, it's not even going into the African people. So we're losing from different angles. Now, some people are gonna say, oh, how's that? How does that affect me, or whatever it is? You got to think of it as a whole, because as a whole, black people spend billions on other races that don't look like them. So here's how it goes. Women, black women, you get your hair done, nails done, toes done, cosmetics and all of that. You spend billions on that yearly. That goes into the pockets of the Asians, or sometimes the Koreans and some white people, right? What do you think the Koreans do with that money? Before they spend that money, it goes through their economy to an extent. So before they spend that money, it takes days before that money leaves their pocket. Black people, once we get money, within hours, that money is gone into people that don't look like us. That's an absolute fact. So you give that money to Koreans, it goes into their pockets, it goes into their family, it goes into Koreatown to develop their town, it goes into their schools, their own hospitals, their own corner stores, it goes to their country, right? How many Asians do you see lining up at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles? Just an example. How many Asians do you see waiting around to eat at Nigerian restaurants, right? How many Asians do you see, spending money in black businesses? Think about that. But a lot of money that you spend, you're spending it with them. So they're receiving from you, but they're not giving to you, right? And that matters a lot more than people think. Even look at how they keep the money into their community. Majority of Asians will only drive Asian cars. I've been to Asian neighborhoods. Try it yourself. Go to an Asian neighborhood. Look at the cars. You're going to see Toyota, Honda, Acura, Infiniti, Mazda, Mitsubishi, all of those Asian cars. They're not buying Dodge. They're not buying Mercedes. Some do, yes, but for the most part, Asians only spend with Asians. Same thing for white folks. They put money in their own pockets, their own banks, their own blah, blah, blah. They're the ones buying the American muscles. They're the ones buying the Corvettes and so on. Now fast forward, right? We are getting money. Black people are getting a lot of money in America, except we spend that money so quick, and we spending it with the people that aren't giving it back to us. We know a lot of our leaders in Africa. We know they're corrupted. We know a lot of them are ignorant. We know a lot of them only care about themselves. We know that Africa is the richest nation on earth in terms of resources and everything. So the money is technically there. But the leaders aren't really doing it the way they're supposed to be. So what can you do to help out? The little bit that you can do to help out is to spend money with people that are there, right? Try to keep that money try to keep that money in a circle within us. Not just always spending that money elsewhere. I'm not trying to tell you where to spend your money and how to spend your money. To an extent, I'm just giving an advice on, maybe you should be more careful, right? I don't work where you work, so I'm not trying to teach you how to spend your money, but we have to look at it as a whole. Black women as a whole spend billions on cosmetics every year, right? Makeup, hair, all that extra stuff that, in my opinion, we all know that you don't really need all of that to look good. Black women look good naturally. But still, instead, you're spending billions on cosmetics yearly. Black men, we spend billions in Air Jordans. Those are big numbers, and this is not an exaggeration. Spend billions on Air Jordans alone. Billions on Nike. It's like you see a black man on TV and he's proud to have 500 pairs of shoes. Meanwhile, he has no businesses. He's not creating wealth for the people that's going to come after him. But you look at Asians, you look at these other people, they run a business. They'll tell you this business has been in our family for 150 years. Black people don't have stuff like that. We don't recycle that money the way we need to. So as I'm going through Africa and I'm seeing like You know, sometimes you go to Africa where you're supposed to spend money with people that are there, you end up spending it with people that aren't even from there. So they're getting you from different corners. When you go to Greece, when you go to all these countries that history tells you are not a fan of black people, but you're still going there and you're still spending money there, you're still spending millions there, they're just taking your money. They're not putting it back into your pockets. They're not putting it back into your community, right? You see the people that travel to Africa that aren't Africans, some of them is not all just to visit. It's because they see things they can exploit or see things they can take advantage of. Some of them are naturally curious and want to visit, you know? So I hope people, this is not a video to tell you to, you know, don't like Asians, don't like white people, or don't spend. No, it's pretty much just giving you the reality of how things are. So, you know, money helps the economy. Money helps things go around. Don't spend all your money all day on people that don't look like you. Travel to all the countries to visit people that don't look like you, and then expect people that look like you in Africa to be doing better. How is that possible when you're not putting money in their pockets? I'm not saying give it away for free, but you're not supporting their businesses. You know, so I hope people get my point. And that's, so this usually my videos are more structured. This is kind of just like I'm just gonna put everything out that's in my head, and I hope people really get the point of what I'm getting at. And I made a pact, Nena and I, we said that, you know, we're gonna visit more African countries. You know, I myself, don't get me wrong, I've been to Bali, I've been to Thailand, I've been to different countries. I myself had to learn that, yo, what am I really doing? I'm going to these countries, I'm spending money on people that they're not spending that money on us. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. But if I didn't have that awakening, I myself will probably still be going to those countries. I mean, do a research on how many Africans go to Dubai and how much they spend in Dubai, right? Do a research on that. So my point is, yes, I've been there. I'm not judging people that do it. I'm just trying to give that information. So now maybe, you know what, maybe that might spark something in somebody's head. Like, you know what, I could go to visit some African countries. Based on stats, you're more likely to be endangered in other countries outside of Africa. So people would think, like, you know, Africa is a village, it's a bunch of rebels and people, you know, war hungry and so on. It's not really like that. It's just made to look like that so you don't go there. You know? Yeah, so that's about it. But if you, if this is a discussion that somebody wants to have, please feel free. You can check out my Instagram, LLCool, JUWON. Follow me on YouTube, LLCool space JUWON. We can have a conversation about it. Or any suggestions or anything that you think from this video, you can surely leave a comment. You know, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. I'm thinking to see if I forgot something. And yes, I feel like, honestly, you know, we got to keep the money. We got to keep the money between ourselves. We got to, because that helps each other. People look like you, help them. They do it. Why can't we do it? Right? Peace.